Hey everybody, Audrey here, the Fit, Fearless, and Faithful Mom. Thanks so much for coming back. If it's your first time joining me, welcome. Would love for you to tap that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. I relate fitness to faith, a little bit of homeschool in there, and a whole lot of life chatter. What I'm doing right now is going through my homeschool planning, what I do, how I stay organized. We have 3 kids, ages almost 9, 5, and then 3. And so it's a lot of fun. I'll just call myself a newbie at this right now because we are entering into our 3rd year of homeschooling. I homeschool all year round. We do go on a hybrid schedule come May through June, and then we pick back up full throttle in July. So today's video is going to be about the homeschool planning. So first things first, I never realized how big of a deal this thing is. Wow, I was introduced to the Happy Planner not too long ago, and it's so fun, and it definitely makes me happy when I look at this. So I am so excited to be showing you what I do. All right, everybody, so first things first, what I really like doing, just so that I can see in my head what's gonna go on for the year. I have my homeschool planning 2019, 2020. I have my months here, the days of the month, the estimated time that we will be working, and if there's different events. So for July, I just have July 1st to the 31st. I have 18 days in here, plus an extra little 3 for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of the month, leading to 21 days of potential school days, 4th of July, and it's the month of precious blood, so we'll be doing some faith-based activities for that. And so then the calendar goes. What I've done, if you notice here, I have -2.5. That's because I'm taking into account the days that we go to co-op. I count those as half days. If there are any feast days during the month, I count those as half days, because kids that are in regular school, they have at least 1 or 2 half days a month. So do we. Because when it comes to going to co-op, we can't do a full school day once we get home at 2:30 in the afternoon. So what I do is I do the basics. I do the foundational stuff, such as math, spelling, and then maybe a little bit of reading in there once we get home from co-op. Those are kind of the non-negotiables. What you can do, and I'll show you this, I'm gonna link below. This is a customizable calendar. I was gonna use it at first, but then I thought, you know what, I really like this Happy Planner. So this is an option for you to customize and see how it has, like, you can kind of like read in the dates of the month that are important. So these are just the general holidays for 2019, 2020. Now, once I have this done, I got this little gem. I absolutely love it. I love it because it's an 18-month planner. So what I've done here is I've gone through all of the months of school just up until April for right now, because again, like once April comes, the end of April comes, we're pretty much done with school. I go from July until April, then May and June are these hybrid months, and then we kick back up in July again. The black boxes are definite no-goes. We are not doing schoolwork, we're not doing anything. The red that you see are for Berean days. The ones that are in orange and blue, those are actually feast days, so that I can wrap my mind around the fact that, okay, there's a feast day coming up, there's Berean coming up, what's happening. This is a great overview, and I got all this from this calendar that I came up with. So I went through July and I said, okay, so we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 18, that's what 18 comes in, plus 1, 2, 3. And then obviously off for the 4th of July. And you know, it sounds a little bit early for us to be starting, but we do go on a lot of trips. So I like starting my school year in July instead of August when everyone else kicks back, because I want to get all the kinks out before the school year begins. And then another thing too is then we can end early in April when everyone else is still doing schoolwork. We're pretty much done. That takes care of 2019, 2020, just a basic general setup. Here's the fun part of the Happy Planner that I chose is look how fun this is. So, hello July, set some goals. Read books on Independence Day, craft to the 4th of July. So, set some goals. This is just an overview of things that we are definitely going to do for the month. I have a field trip in here, and then I have goals for the 4 of us. It's really important to not only set goals for your children, but also for yourself. What are you doing for yourself? I have here, continue my scripture study and finish toxic feminism. What's Corey gonna do? She's gonna finish her Homer pathway. Corbin's going to master a certain edition. He's gonna read one book on his own. And then Kyler complete up to the 4th lesson of the phonetic zoo. Here's a master calendar that also comes with it. See, look how fun this is. Independence Day, woo! What I've done here is I have these little lines. That way, if there's something coming up for the week, if I wanna plan something for that next week, I can just write little notes for this upcoming week. I do not put any kind of outside of school activities on this calendar. This is only my school planner. I only wanna use it for school because all the other activities I need to keep in my phone. I don't want to be lugging this thing around. This is only for school. It stays at home. On this calendar, which is where this comes back into play, I look at it and I say, okay, are there any birthdays? Are there any birthdays, any special things that I can come into school with? Are there any feast days that we want to prepare for? So that's what this calendar is for. When you turn it, this is where it gets fun. So I only have 3 kids right now, maybe more in the future. So this works out really nicely because there's 3 different sections. I have Kyler on the top, then Corbin, then Corey Marie. There's a nice notes section. And so what I do is I have math, because Kyle loves starting math first, then fix it, then IEW, and she calls history and science her dessert. Now, one of the big things that I'm changing up this year is that I say big things, but we are really going to be doing more science and history together, because if you have multiple children and you're trying to do different subjects at different times, it just becomes crazy. So the history and science are gonna be done together. I haven't put much in here right now because I'm in the process of filling in her assignments and Corbin's assignments for this next week. I do not plan out more than 2 weeks. I have an idea of what's coming up based upon the scope and sequence of every single subject, but the past 2 years, I planned out the entire year. I put it into Homeschool Tracker, and let's face it, you end up going on a trip, a kid gets sick, somebody comes into town, you go for a visit, and it just throws off the whole schedule. So I schedule out 2 weeks in advance, and it works really nice. Now this was an add-on. So of course, this week's goals, I have one for every single week. What is this week's goal? What are we going to learn about the 4th of July with doing a project? What are we gonna do with going to the library? So I got on Pinterest and I saw, okay, there's cool 4th of July glitter flags. So I'll write that down and I'll know, okay, I need to go to the store, or I need to look in the crafts closet and check out the types of things that we want to be doing. Here are the goals for Kyler, Corbin, and Corey. So remember, if we go back here to the beginning of the month, I have a master monthly goal list for the kids, but then I'm also gonna set weekly goals for them. Read one book and write a sentence about it. So it's kind of a lofty goal for the week right now for Corbin, but we're gonna work on it, why not? When I open it up here, I have grows and glows. I got that from when I was a teacher. We always had grows and glows. What can you grow from? What were some glows and highlights? Because this is gonna keep me motivated. Like, what was a rock star thing that each of the kids did each week? And so I'll just jot that down and I can reference it later. And then I have just a little meal thing. I'm gonna go back to meal planning. The beginning of July is gonna be chili and a taco bar, so that sounds pretty delicious. In the Happy Planner, it has a Saturday and Sunday. I don't really need them. So what I am going to use them for are upcoming science and upcoming history projects, because what I wanna make sure is that on Friday, I'm gonna look ahead to these two and I'm gonna say, okay, what do I need to be successful in the next week? Do I need to get anything at the store? What do I need for the kids for a project if we're actually going to be doing that? So I'll jot that down, and so then it goes on to the rest of July. August is going to be the same thing. I already started what books and resources for the Transfiguration, what books and resources for the Assumption. It's also Kyler's birthday, so here are your special days. So I'm not setting goals just yet because July is not over. It hasn't even begun. So I wanna see how the month goes. Now, one of the things that I will point out is that at the end of the month, I have what's called an in-service day. This is the last Wednesday of every single month, and I already started writing that down, in-service day here. The point of an in-service day is to enter any grades, to tidy up cubbies, input, go onto Homeschool Tracker and put in assignments, things like that. Teachers in regular school, they have an in-service day. I have an in-service day as well. This is also the time when I gather my materials that I might need for myself, because look, you're a teacher. If you're not educating yourself, how are you actually able to help your children? You need to properly plan. So then here we have September. Like, look how cute this is. I'm really excited to have this, like, spooky, how fun. And again, it's 18 months. So this will get me until December of next year. Oh, look at this. Daylight savings time ends November 3rd. Perfect, because it happens every single spring and fall. Somebody's asking, when does daylight savings time end? When does it begin? So look at how nice this is. All right, everybody, so this is how I am planning our homeschool year. I'm really excited to be using the big happy planner because I don't know, it is really big. I'm gonna link below which one I actually got, the goal sheets that are in there too. We're gonna see how this goes using this year. I'm just gonna leave it out on the table. She can look at her assignments, see what she needs to do. I can see what's going on for all of us, and then we can go about our merry day. Let me know your tips for organization. I'll be adding on to this as we go, but this is just the basics of how we stay organized. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day, have a great week. God bless you and your family. Look forward to hanging out more. Tap that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can join me in the future. Bye, everybody.